So let me tell y'all what just happened and how good God is. So I am Apostle Sophia M. Johnson, and I am here to encourage you guys today like never before. So I was at the Family Dollar store, and at first I was like, you know what, I don't need to try to go in here and get nothing from this store. Let me just go ahead and go on. Let me just go on to work. But then the Lord was like, nah, stay right here. So I stayed, right? And let me tell y'all what happened. So I'm sitting here and the lights are on, but they off. Now I know the manager. So he had just walked in, and I was like, okay, well, he's in there. Somebody just walked in, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm not. I'm just going to go ahead and leave. So I finally the Lord's like, no, go. You see him sitting at the register. Ask him, can you come in? So I said, good morning. Is it okay if I come in? He was like, oh yeah. I said, well, I didn't want to just walk in without asking for permission. I said, because all the lights aren't on. He said, oh no, you're good. He said, I'm about to go in now in a few seconds and turn the rest of the lights on. I said, okay, cool. So I go and I get my stuff. I didn't find what I was looking for. I was looking for some Smart Food popcorn. Didn't find it, but I found something else that I wanted. And the Lord said, go ahead, you can get it. That's okay. I was like, I'm gonna get this. And, he just said, don't overindulge. I said, okay, cool. So I got it. So I go to the register and I pay for everything. Then I was like, talking to the manager, I asking him how he was doing. I said, it's been a while, I don't come in here that often anymore. I said, but how you doing? How your son doing? Asking all the, stuff that I always ask him whenever I go in. And he answered, he was like, oh, I'm good. And he was like, well, you have to wait a minute because I got it. I said, yeah, you cool. I said, I ain't worried about that. Y'all, so I forgot to tell y'all this part. There was a guy sitting in a truck right next to me. And when I went in, and so I was about to go in, and I didn't, and I turned around, and then the Lord was like, no, go. And so I went in. And when I was coming out, the man never got out of his truck. He wasn't on the phone, none of that. But as soon as I walked out the store, he opened his door and went in. Let me tell y'all this is the part that you need to get right here. This is the part. So maybe I said all this extra stuff, but this is the part that's most important. The man was sitting next to me when I went in the store. He was sitting in his truck next to me. He did not never come in the store. Not while I was in there. It wasn't until I came out that he got out his truck. It wasn't until I came out of the store with my bag in my hand, letting him know that you can go in now. Oh, listen, somebody is waiting on your obedience to go where God told you to go so that they can finally enter in. It is time for you to go where God told you to go so that the people can get what they need. They need what God has on the inside of you, but you gotta move first. You gotta go. You gotta go in so that you gotta enter in and come out so that they can enter in and know that it's okay to enter into the presence. Listen, I know, Yep, my whole thing just fell. But you're going to still get this word today. Okay? So enter in. Go where God told you to go, because there are people waiting on you to go and be in. Oh, listen, God was intentional. He said, know where that, and then you will change your top when you get to work. Being who God created me to be. Authentically me. I'm excited because it wasn't until I came out that he felt like it was time for him to go in. How many people are waiting for you to come out of your hiding place and go where you're supposed to go so that they can enter in? I was the first customer of their day. The first $20 bill of their day. I had to go and make a deposit so that others could come in and make a deposit. Listen, sometimes God will usher you into a place and you're the only one there. I have lived a life of where God sent me somewhere and wasn't nobody there but me and the speakers. Just me and the speakers. Nobody else. Nobody else. Just me and the speakers. And people picked at me and laughed at me and said, you stupid. Like, ain't nobody even showing up and you still coming? Yes, because I got an assignment to do. I got to do what God told me to do. What assignment are you neglecting because ain't nobody there? Ain't nobody watching your lives. Ain't nobody watching your TikTok, your Instagram. You don't want to show up in the place that God told you to show up because ain't nobody, well, I ain't got no likes, I ain't got no follows. Bump them followers, bump those likes, and get about your Father's business. What's wrong with us that we think it's okay for us to be disobedient? Well, ain't nobody showing up. And it's plenty of stuff you ain't showed up to. But God told you to go. And you didn't show up. Help me understand. Yeah. Help me understand, man. Help me. Come on. Give me something. No, I don't understand. Help me understand. Help me. Help me understand. In order for them to show up, you got to show up first. Your avatar or whatever they want to call it in the world, the people that God sent for you to speak to, they can't show up till your behind show up. Hello? Is it mic working? Hello? Hello? Anybody there? Huh? Anybody there? Oh, it's just me talking to myself, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with talking to myself because guess what? I know what it means to be obedient when there's nobody showing up. Man, y'all, when I had the nonprofit, nobody ever showed up to the events. The majority of them, it was a party of two. Me and one of the board members, or sometimes me and the board members. That's it. Nobody outside of us. Why am I sharing this? It's going to encourage you. Just be. I'm being who God created me to be. This is one of our shirts for our collection. For SJ Collections. Being who God called me to be. Being who God created me to be. Being who God equipped me to be. Get up and go. It's time. What if I would have just decided to come on to work? What if that man wouldn't have got what he needed today? Listen, I had to make a deposit first. Sometimes you're going to be the first one. You may be the first one in your family, but it needs to be done because God said you the one. What's that song? Still the one. You are the one. You are the one. You are the one. Listen. Help me. Come on. Yep, I'm playing with my hair. Yep. I actually decided to do something different. Put this thing on my head. I said, oh, okay, I do look a little cute. I don't like wearing hats, but girl, you look a little cute. You look a little cute. Just a little bit. I had to try something different today. Lord says, change it up, Sophia. Put it on your head. Put on your helmet of salvation. Y'all listen, I'm gone because God is about to take me in. And y'all ain't ready for that. Because y'all probably like, girl, you ain't in yet. I ain't even all the way there yet. You hear me? This is me all day, every day. You can ask my kids. They be like, Mommy. My baby said, Mommy, why do you say amen behind everything? I be like, baby, because listen, if it's of God, I'm going to come into agreement with it. You hear me? So the best thing that I can say these days is amen. The best thing I can say is, okay. Amen. God is good. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is who I am. No matter what. I'm not going to change up for nobody. Because God ain't calling me to change up. God want me to be just like this right here. Okay? Okay? All right? Love you. All right. So I pray that this blesses somebody. Because baby, the way it blessed me, because I got in the car and I said, oh God, you funny. I said, oh God, you funny. Oh God, you did that, God. You did that, God. Come on. You gotta find God. You gotta see the God in it, man. You gotta see God in it. Stop pretending like God ain't speaking to you. He be speaking to you. Are you listening? God be speaking to you, but you be expecting it to be audible, but that ain't how God talking to you. Maybe it's what you looking at. That's how God talk to you. Maybe it's what you write down. That's probably what God say to you. That's God don't talk to everybody the same. There's times where I literally, what I see, I can hear it. I know y'all like, wait, what? What I see, I be like, oh, I heard you, Lord. And then what I be hearing, I be like, oh, I see, Lord. And folks be like, but you just say it. But how is that you, oh, all right, never mind. Baby, it's how God be doing what God be doing when God be doing what God do. And I just have to go with how he moving. Because one minute he may show me something and I'll hear something. Maybe 1 minute I may hear something and I see it. Like I'll hear what I see. Or I see what I hear. Listen. Be authentically you. Be who God created you to be. And it's time for you to get up and do what God said. Now go be obedient.